You might be wondering, why am I fighting the Geo Hypostasis with only Geo MC? Well, to answer this, we must go back to a month ago, the DM that started it all. One of my friends, Annie, DM'd me on Discord and told me about a challenge the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor issued. The main premise of the challenge was to beat the Geo Hypostasis as fast as possible. The rules for the challenge are as follows. Only Geo MC can be in your party, no 5-star swords, using items like food or potions would result in various time penalties, and 4 submissions are due before the 2.2 Genshin patch update. Assuming you were the fastest time of PC or mobile, the reward would be your choice of a Welcome Moon or Discord Nitro. Now the main difficulty of this challenge is the character restriction. Most of Geo MC's damage is in her elemental skill and burst, and these don't do any damage to Geo Hypostasis due to its immunity to Geo elemental attacks. So the only way to deal damage to this boss is by using physical attacks. Furthermore, the Hypostasis has invulnerability windows where it can't take any damage. These windows can be lowered by destroying the pillar it stands on or other various mechanics though. So how does one minimize the amount of time necessary to beat this boss? Well, there's a couple ways. Mechanics abuse and damage maximization. First, mechanics abuse. This is the more experimentative of the two ways to beat this boss faster. After I got notice of this challenge, I immediately hopped into the game to try some of the interesting interactions between Geo MC and the Hypostasis that I remember. Most of the old interactions that I recall were patched unfortunately, but there was one that still worked. You can break the center pillar the Hypostasis spawns at by placing a boulder underneath it. This already helps to minimize time as it reduces the amount of locations the Hypostasis can teleport to. However, the Hypostasis also has a chance to do a hammer attack after this interaction, in which it's left vulnerable for a few seconds, allowing you to deal lots of damage. I further experimented and found a way to attack the Hypostasis while it was perched on the pillar. This can be done by placing a boulder to the side and standing on top of it, giving the necessary high ground for you to deal damage to it. The boulders are also capable of destroying the pillars as well. Thanks to Traveler C2, placing a boulder to the side of a pillar allows it to potentially do double the damage, making it easier to destroy the pillars and stun the Hypostasis as a result. Several of the shockwaves the Hypostasis can emit can also be dodged by standing on top of these boulders. There are more mechanics that I found with the Hypostasis and Geo MC, but that would make this video a bit too long. Furthermore, some of them weren't really practical and didn't reduce my overall time. After figuring out the various mechanics of the boss, I next spent my time onto maximizing my Geo MC's physical damage. As a character, Geo MC has several flaws, but the most glaring one is the low base attack. Out of all the playable characters in the game, Geo MC has one of the lowest base attacks, and this makes it much more difficult to get a reasonable attack stat. Usually this would be circumvented by using a 5-star sword. However, per the rules of the challenge, this isn't allowed. The only weapons I can even consider using were the Black Sword and the Prototype Raincore. After various testing sessions, I decided Prototype Raincore was the best weapon to use, due to its higher base attack and physical damage bonus. I R5'd it and leveled it to 90, specifically for this challenge. However, the weapon was the least of my problems. The biggest issue was artifacts. Artifacts are the most RNG BS I've ever seen in the game, with the main stats and substats completely randomized. For the sake of this challenge, the best set for me to use on MC would be 2 Pale Flame and 2 Bloodstained. However, before grinding artifacts for this challenge, I only had 1 good Bloodstained piece, and no Pale Flame pieces to my name. So I spent a month in the Pale Flame domain. And got no Pale Flame pieces worth of salt. At least I got a decent tenacity in the middle of the set out of it. After using the Artifact Strong Box to convert my trash artifacts, I did manage to get a really good Bloodstained flower. With no time left to farm anymore, I just had to go in with a 2 Bloodstained set, foregoing the extra set bonus I would have gotten from Pale Flame. With that, I spent the last day trying to get the fastest time possible. At first I got a time of 309, then it became 241, 232. Finally, I got the run I uploaded earlier. For the run you just saw, I got it in 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Finally, I submitted my run to the Discord server and waited for the results. We win these! Time to claim my reward. Are you